Hey everyone, how you doing? Hope that you're having a great evening. I'm back with a new video, and God bless you all. Hope that you're having a great day. And sounding in the background is just a fan. So this video is going to be about problems in Western society, problems in the West, basically. And of course, there are good things about the West. I'm not saying everything is bad because that wouldn't be an objective truth if I just said everything is bad in the West. But there are benefits and there are drawbacks to living in the West. And other nations do not have the luxuries and also the comforts that Western civilization does. Western civilization is great, but there are issues and problems, and I think that's why Western civilization is failing. Um, but I'll just get into it. So basically, I think a big issue is yes, we have a lot of information available at our fingertips. And we can basically go on our cellular devices. We can look up anything, basically learn anything. You find information about anything, and people 100 years ago didn't have that. So actually, it's a miracle that we have so much information. However, there's also an excess of misinformation, also propaganda and lies and things like that we have to watch out for. And furthermore, I just wanted to say that there's an issue with education system as well. Education system needs to be reformed. It needs to be revised. It needs to be improved, which I think people are seeing that. People are working on that. But there's also an issue with reading, and I believe there's a statistic. I'll put that in the description below. There's a statistic that states that I guess most people read at the eighth or seventh grade level or sixth grade level, something like that. Most people are reading at a very low level, and that's not good, despite all the information that we have. Because intellectuals in the past, they posited and they figured that if we give people more facts, more information, we'll have a better society. But I don't think that's correct. Um, Anyhow, basically, yes, a lot of people. That's one of the statistics I've heard about. I've read about that people generally, on average, are reading at a sixth grade to eighth grade level, and I will provide that in the description below, as I mentioned earlier. And that's very concerning. That's a big problem. Um, I grew up reading a lot, and then when I was younger, I just struggled with reading, but I enjoyed reading. I've read when I was a child. I read what's that book? The Secret Garden, I think. Yeah, I read that one. I think that's the name of it. I haven't read that book in so long, but it was a great story. And there was another one too. I think it's called Tuck Everlasting. I believe that's the name. I may be incorrect, but I'll put that in the description below. Those two books that I read as a child, and they were great books. And I've read other books as well. Mostly, like I would go to the library and I would find books about different things like psychology, or find books about animals or anything like that. Encyclopedias are always good to read. Of course, Harry Potter was really big back then when I was a child, but I never really got into Harry Potter. I read maybe like one chapter and just got tired of Harry Potter. But yeah, so basically, parents, please listen to me, parents, or if you're a person who's expecting to have children, want to have children in the future, make sure that you teach your children certain things. Okay, you want your child to grow up to be smart and well informed and educated and intelligent and bright and well learned. You need to make sure that you give your child the proper materials, the proper tools and guidance to navigate the world and also to make good decisions and have a good education. So you have to teach your children about logic, okay, and you have to teach your children about philosophy. Um, Teach your children about Aristotle and Plato. Start with Aristotle and Plato. Teach your children about the Socratic method. Teach your children about the Trivium Quadrivium. Teach your children about mathematical logic, things like that. Make sure that you give your children a good foundation of logic, induction and deduction and abduction. Teach your children about those things, and also teach your family about those things. So I'm actually going to put some links below for I think, some good books people should read about, basically to learn and teach logic, because logic enhances one's ability to think critically and also not to be fooled, and also to know when something is true and something is false, or more likely to be true than to be false. Teach your child about Occam's razor. Teach your children about some other famous philosophers like Heidegger or Kierkegaard, or who's that other philosopher I'm thinking of that I don't remember right now? What's another philosopher I'm thinking of? You, I don't remember the name of the philosopher right now because there's a lot of different philosopher names that are just bouncing and moving around in my mind. And the exact one philosopher that I wanted to say is not currently coming to me right now. But I'll put that philosopher, all the philosophers I'm thinking of, in the description below. So I'll figure it out eventually. There's a lot of philosophers out there, a lot of names to remember. But yes, there's a lot of information out there. Okay, and we need to give our children the correct information, right? Because if you give your children the correct information, you give your children a great foundation of logic and reasoning, and also of math, uh, sciences, of sociology, literature, everything. You'll have a child who's very smart and who's able to ask proper questions and able to do things right, or more likely to do things right. And that's what we want. We want a future generation where we have smart, intelligent, enlightened, well-to-do people who are making good decisions. And of course, we're human. We're not always going to make good decisions. Sometimes we're going to make very bad decisions in our lives. But we need people who are less likely to do that in the world. So give your child a strong and potent education for the foundation, and that will help your child succeed and also do well in life. And that means for everybody. I think we have the internet, we have these devices, but it seems that a lot of times we misuse them, and we misuse them. We do not use the devices correctly because we're looking up a lot of information that's not good. And I've noticed too that it seems like in the West and in the modern world that we are in today, a lot of people just care about being amused and being entertained. Like people don't really care about reading or learning because a lot of times because they say, "Oh, it's boring." Oh no, I'm not going to read a history book because it's boring. I'll just read some a fantasy book. I'm not going to read about Thomas Jefferson because that's boring. I'm just going to binge watch some movies or shows on Netflix. So that's not good, okay? And also, I think spending too much time on social media and also just watching films, and the fact that we can basically just watch, we can finish an entire television series. We can just skip through a whole television series and watch, or skip through a movie. It trains our brains, our minds to it lowers our attention span basically. So if we do not have the ability to pay attention, that also is going to affect how much we can learn and how much we can grasp and comprehend. So really, I mean, parents. I used to work at uh, supermarket. I used to work at a supermarket several years ago, and most of the children in there, the parents gave them cellular devices to play games or whatever the children were doing on there. But it's like, come on, parents, give your children books. Give your children books about poets, English literature. Give your children books about math, about science, about philosophy, about logic, about you know. And I'm sure there's some parents that do want their children to be involved in certain fields. So give your children books about those fields. Like if you want your child to be a biologist, then give your child books about biology and chemistry and stuff like that. So anyhow, that's basically what I wanted to say. Of course, there's a lot of issues with Western society in the current world that we live in, but I just wanted to touch on information and the misuse and the the terrible improper application of it. So the whole point of getting knowledge is to become a better person, but also to apply the knowledge properly to yield results and to yield benefits in life that spread not that spread and also help in give other people opportunities to also learn information and that spread. So it creates an eternal return or infinite loop of progress, right? Everyone, which is important. So parents, please make sure that your children are receiving the correct information. Also, make sure that you're receiving the correct information. Like I said, teach your children about Socratic method. Teach your children about Aristotle, Plato, Dietrich Bonhoeffer. I think that was the philosopher I was trying to remember. Teach your children about theologians. Teach your children about mathematics. Teach them about logic. And I'm sure if enough parents do this and they start teaching their child about or their children about these things at a very early age, by the time your child is 5, 6, 7, they will know a lot of things. So please, we need to create a society that is better with a more enriching and intellectually robust society. So please, everyone, just listen to my advice, good advice. And I'm going to provide some books below that I think parents should actually, instead of buying your children PS5 or whatever, a new video game system or something, some virtual reality gaming console, purchase your child, okay, some books. Purchase your children some books. Okay, say, hey, I bought this math book. We're all gonna learn about math. Or even if maybe you're not a big reader or something, allow your child to watch some documentaries. Just watch a documentary before they watch it, so you know what's the documentary has on it. Let your child watch a documentary, because they're gonna learn stuff. Don't let them spend wasting time watching cartoons and stuff like that. Let your child watch documentaries. I'm gonna put documentaries below. You can watch the documentaries before. Have your child watch it, a math documentary. Just have them watch it. They learn something. And they'll ask. They will talk to you and question you about it. And that's how we create a powerful, intellectually robust and strong, proper society where people can get along, people can have intellectual conversations, people can make better decisions and things like that. So everyone have a great night. Maybe I may do another video later, not sure. And God bless you all. Thank you for watching.